Have you ever wanted to make your own tearaway notepads? Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. I'm going to show you another method. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for choosing to spend a portion of your day with me. I know that you have options and you can be doing so many other things or watching other channels right now, and you're choosing to be here, and I thank you because I appreciate it. Today will not be a very long video, but it will be a very useful one because this is a great, keepable, giftable, and possibly sellable. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the sweetest little tearaway notepad. This is not a sticky notepad. It is a tearaway notepad, and this size is 3.5 by 3.5. I'm going to flip to my overhead camera to give you a closer look at this. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit to make sure that we do have a nice close look. So here's a closer look at that tearaway notepad. I used some of that beautiful black, white, and a pop of color that I have available on my website right now. I love this collection, but I thought I would use it on this project. You don't have to have the papers that I'm offering to be able to make any of the projects that I share on my channel. You have papers in your stash. Go ahead and pull those out and use those. Today's project is also a great scrap project. So if you have some scrap pieces, grab them and let's work with them on this project. Now this is 3.5 by 3.5, and it is a tearaway notepad. So when you open it, we have page after page after page of what looks like sticky notes, but it's just yellow cardstock. And if you write a note, or if you want to write a note, if you're looking for a quick piece of paper on which to write a note, here it is. We have this tearaway notepad. So we just go in, tear out this piece, and we can write our note. This is not a sticky note, but it will allow you to write a little note to someone and just leave it out. So something simple like that. Tuck it in a lunchbox, put it in a briefcase, notebook, whatever, but just a little note. So we can tear these away. And how many pages you put in yours is completely up to you, but I love this process because I think that it's very easy. Normally when I make tearaway notepads, I use glue. Today we're not using glue. We're going to use some of those large double-sided adhesive sheets that a lot of you have invested in after watching me use some of them on the channel. Now, if you don't have these sheets, you can try using some of your wide tape, or if you don't have wide tape, you can try using the tape that you have to get the same look. So here's what I'm working with on this project. I have a stack of 4x4 pieces of, I'd say medium weight cardstock that I'm going to be using on this project. Then I have a scrap piece of that double-sided adhesive sheet. We'll be using that. And then I have what's left over of the sheet that I just cut, and we're going to be using this for the cover. So since I know that these are 4x4, I am going to go ahead and take my little piece here, and I'm going to cut it slightly larger than 4 inches. So I'm cutting a strip that's just a little bit larger than 4 inches here. Then I'm going to cut a piece. My spine size is going to be about 1/4 inch. So I am going to cut a piece at 8 3/8 by a little bit larger than 4. So 8 3/8 by a little larger than 4. So then I'm going to take my adhesive sheet and I'm going to cut it slightly larger than 4 inches as well. So I'm just cutting off a strip. And then again, I am going to cut this at about 8.5. Give myself just a little bit of overhang. I wanted to cut this as close to the piece size as possible. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel away the back side of a portion of this. And I'm just going to take this and we're going to put it right here because I don't want all of that tape exposed. So I'm basically just making sure that I don't get my papers stuck before I want them, because I'm going to take this piece and I am going to put it down, trying to match end to end like this. And you can see that I have some extra space on the bottom. We'll deal with that in a minute. Then I'm going to lift up and peel this backwards and just fold over right there. So this is the first step that we want to do. Then I'm going to go ahead and just take my finger blade and remove this excess, because it's easier to do this now on this part, because we are dealing with double-sided tape, so it's just easier to control it. So now let's pick up our stack. I'm going to make sure that my tape is not yet exposed. I'm going to take that stack, stand it up, and just stack it against that one piece that I put down. Like this. Then I'm going to take a clip, put a clip here, and put a clip here. Now some of you might have a better way of doing this, or this might spark some ideas in how to do it differently. Go ahead and give your way a try. This is the way that I'm doing it, so I don't know if the ideas that you might have will work, but give it a try if you have a different idea. So now I'm going to pull back my tape. We're going to take this piece and stand it up in our tape. Then again, I'm going to go ahead and just cut away that excess, because it's going to be easier for me to control it. So let's make sure that we have this nice and stuck. When we think that we do, we can start pulling back and we can start laying this down. And then I'll peel away this piece. We're going to go ahead and get all of this stuck. So let's make sure that we get a really good stick on this. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the extra that is here at the bottom, because we definitely don't want that. So let's just make sure that we really burnish the spine, because we want to get a nice stick. We want all of those papers touching the spine. So now let's peel away the backer, because this is double-sided. And I am just going to fold this backwards just a little bit, because again, I want to have a lot of control over how I'm placing this down. So now I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to put my paper on like this. Then I'll peel away just a little more. Then we get to the spine. I am just going to fold over like this. And fold over like this. And I am just going to work that stick. And right there I have a little bit of adhesive that was left on that overhang. I am just going to put this in my electronic cutter and even this out so that I can remove that. Alright, so I put this in my electronic paper cutter so that I could smooth out these edges here where I had the overhang, the extra paper. But if you don't happen to have an electronic paper cutter, that's okay, because you can take a ruler and you can just start cutting through with the finger blade or X-Acto knife or box cutter until you get all the way through. So now I'm going to take my bone folder and just really work my stick, because when I open this, I want to make sure that my pages are in there, and you can see that they are, but when I need one, I can just very easily tear it out. So this one was 3.5 by 3.5, and this one is approximately 4 by 4. I am going to add a little something to the front of this just as a decorative piece, like what I did on this one. So I think I'm going to take this one that says, "Be true to who you are," and I'm going to take this and we're going to put it right there. So now you can definitely see, be true to who you are. So it's very easy to make these little tearaway notepads. If you don't feel like fiddling with the glue, why not try this method? And like I said, you don't have to have the large adhesive sheets. As long as you have some type of double-sided adhesive, you should be able to make this project work just following the steps that I just demoed. And so what I found, if you want to condition your paper to flatten, just take something and set that something on it overnight, like this, and the next day you'll have it nice and flattened. You don't have to put a closure on it, but you can if you want to. We've used all types of closures on the channel. You can use any one of those on a project like this, but for me, I like the way it looks without a closure. So I hope that you have enjoyed yet another way that we can make our own tearaway notepads. These are great to gift, to keep, and quite possibly to sell at your craft fairs or on your Etsy shop or in your online store. If you have enjoyed this video, and I certainly hope that you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, all day, every day, this is what we do, y'all, and this is how we do it. And I would love to have you be a part of this. So hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I upload a new video. As always, my beautiful crafty friends, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.